Hello there, one and all. This is James, mypeexam.org, and I want to address the concept of mastery with you in this particular tutorial. And look, a lot of people are kind of surprised sometimes when we say that we expect all students to master all content that we present to them on the website. And that's because often in the classroom, the objective isn't mastery. The objective is working towards a C grade or a B grade or an A grade or something. Remember that an A grade is potentially 20% of stuff you don't know about it. Okay, so we don't target that on the website. We target mastery, full grasp of the concepts included. So I want to show you how that works on the site. First of all, in your course listing for a student here, you'll see that some of your lessons have got these M's coloured in and some of them haven't. That literally suggests that you've mastered this component, whereas, so for example, here for the functions of skeleton, the tutorial and the quiz have been mastered, but the next one for muscles, for example, have not been mastered. Okay, so we want to address why that is. Let's have a look inside this to see what we've done. The first thing is, you'll see here, is that you can see on my progress on the actual video, I have watched 100% of this tutorial. I've watched all of this. And I can watch it again, it's no problem, but I've watched all of that. Now, all of it means I've watched a minimum of 80%, okay? So I'll show you that I'll show you how it works when we haven't already completed it. But notice I've progressed through the entirety of the video. The other thing I've done to get that mastery tick is I have agreed that I have studied more than 80% of this tutorial. Yes, I have done that and I feel I understand this topic. So that's been saved. I can unmaster at any point by saying, actually, I'm unsure about this. And this is now going to go to a situation where this is no longer mastered. But anyway, let's put it back to where we were. So we're saying minimum of 80% watched, and you have to agree that you're confident in the lesson. And you see here, you have mastered this lesson. Fantastic. Likewise, on the quiz, I've attempted this quiz, and as you'll see here, I've scored 6 consecutive correct answers. Now, again, I can take that quiz again, no problem at all, but I've already achieved 6 perfect answers in a row. So that being said, we can kind of just go back to where we started from, and we can go back to here. Okay, so we're back to our course. Now, what if we wanted to move on to lesson 7, remembering that 80% plus agreement is mastering the tutorial, 6 perfect answers in a row is mastering the quiz. So let's go into the muscles tutorial for a second. And we see straight away that here, my progress bar is at 0%. So I'm going to start playing the video. You can hear it in the background.
Hello there, this is James at mypeexam.org. Thanks for joining.
That's another version of me. So I'll quieten that one a little bit. You can maybe just hear him talking in the background, and you'll see that my progress is being tracked as I move through this video. Now, if I drag the video forward, you'll see that even that is actually counted. You'll notice here that my progress again is monitored, but I've got a gap. This bit, I have not watched that bit of the tutorial again. I could drag it forward. And I can only get to a state of mastery when I've watched a minimum of 80% of this progress bar, okay, of this actual video. And again, I'll repeat, it's very important you guys are taking notes when you're doing this. It's really important. And I'd also be expecting you to draw as you're taking those notes as well. That's also really important. So we're looking for 80%. I've got 9% so far on here. So we'll assume that we've done that, we've agreed that we've understood, and we go on to our quiz. And again, on this quiz, it's essential you realise that only 6 perfect answers will be considered mastery. So which muscle causes us to abduct which muscles cause us to abduct and adduct our shoulders? So adduction of the shoulder, well, that is bringing the shoulder into the body, so that's the latissimus dorsi. Abduction, that's the deltoid, okay? So I can tick that off and move on. During the upward takeoff phase of a jump, the knee extends. Which muscle is the agonist for this movement? Well, we know that the extension of the knee is the quadriceps. So I'm just going to keep going like this, and I'm going to do 6. I'm going to do 6 answers, which hopefully, if I spell them correctly, and you must spell them correctly, are correct. Okay, so I'm going to go through in the upward phase of the bicep curl. Which muscle is the agonist? That's the bicep. And I go through, and anyway, you see where I'm not going to bother getting these ones right. But what's going to happen here is I'm going to go through, and now obviously I haven't got any of these answers right. I accidentally got one right. What's going to happen here is that it's not going to be possible for me to master this quiz. It's only going to be possible for me to need to retake this quiz, because as soon as I've made my error and I've got one of my questions wrong, I'm going to be told 5 out of 6 points, great effort, but you can only pass this when you get every question completely correct. So I can restart the quiz here. So for me to get that mastery against that lesson, I have to get those 6 answers. And if we look at the leaderboard here, you'll see that some people do exactly that sort of behavior, okay? So exactly that sort of behavior. So I'm going to tell you about Sajana here. And by the way, these are real people. Sajana, she scored 67, 83, and again, look here, mastered. You see my entry goes in as the most recent one up here. Okay, so that's what we want to see of students as they go through this process. So you have a go, maybe you don't nail it first time, but you come back and have another go at it. We want you to understand that and aim for that level of mastery. Why? Because every one of you can. One of the things that will be helpful to you as well is you can also view the questions that you've completed, including the correct and incorrect answers, to see what you got right and wrong. Okay, so you can have a look back through those things and it'll be very helpful for you. Your focus is on mastery always. We believe in it fundamentally. We will always have that adherence to that idea, and we encourage you to strive for it. Good luck.